Serve where you want to stay. This is not an advice. This is simply a law of longevity. If you want to last in a space, a community, an industry, or even in a relationship, the key is not just to exist there, but to serve there. Service is the rent you pay for permanence. People tend to keep those who make themselves useful. I think of biblical Joseph as the epitome of service. He served diligently wherever he found himself. In Potiphar's house, he served so well that he was placed in charge of everything. In prison, he served fellow inmates by helping and interpreting their dreams. When Pharaoh needed wisdom, it was Joseph's service that made him Egypt's prime minister. At every stage, Joseph did not just stay where he was, he served his way to the throne. Service is not submission, it is strategy. Those who serve well rise well. So if you want to stay relevant in your field, serve by continually learning, mentoring others, and solving real problems. If you want to grow in a company, serve beyond your job description. It's the truth. If you want to be known for something specific, serve your audience with valuable insights rather than just seeking attention. You are remembered for what you gave, not what you kept. Now, going back to our initial quote, serve where you want to stay. Two questions arise. One, where do you want to stay? Two, how are you serving there? Because in the end, service is the bridge between arrival and permanence. Allow me bring to your remembrance something you already know. There are specific windows, shorter than you'd like to admit, that people and relationships will occupy in your life. Are you aware that on an average, by the time your child turns 18, you've already spent about 95% of all the time you will spend with them? It's crazy when you think about it. You may have just one more holiday with all of your siblings together for a very long time. You may have only a few more years with that old wise relative, only a few more hangouts with that old group of friends as a whole, only a handful of encounters with that colleague that you like, or just a few more long talks with your parents. If you fail to recognize and appreciate these windows, they'll disappear. So here it is. You are in more control of your time than you think. Now, as we go into a new week, take actions to create time with the people you love the most. It's like they always say, at the end of the day, it's not really about the journey nor the destination. What it's really about is the company, the people you travel with. You know, every now and then I go over a quote from Andy Bernard from the TV show The Office. He said, "I wish there was a way to know you are in the good old days before you've actually left them. You will miss this current phase of your life. Enjoy it. Appreciate it." You see, something happens to you when you've been struggling financially for too long. After a while, the bankruptcy travels from your pocket to your mind. You see, long-term poverty conditions the mind to operate in survival mode, where immediate needs overshadow long-term growth and vision. When someone has been struggling financially for too long, they begin to normalize scarcity, not just financially, but in ideas, possibilities, and morality. This is why some people, even after escaping financial poverty, still operate with a scarcity mindset, hoarding, exploiting, only seeing success through material lens. But you see, poverty of the mind is a kind of debt that no amount of money can pay. Societies with deep economic struggles tend to worship money over integrity, leading to cycles of corruption, fraud, and moral decay. When money is your only metric for success, you will excuse any method to get it. And that's why we celebrate anybody today as long as they have money. Money can elevate your financial status, but it doesn't automatically upgrade your thinking. You may be king within a domain, but on a global scale, when money, which isn't even a lot, is your only value system, you are seen as a charlatan. The wealthiest people in the world are almost philosophical in speech and communication. They showcase wealth in the mind even more than in the pocket. If you escape financial poverty without healing your moral and mental bankruptcy, you are only going to become a richer version of your poor self, still insecure, still desperate for validation, still making decisions from fear, not abundance. Money is a magnifier. It magnifies whatever mindset you already have. Now, if poverty were only financial, then money would be the solution. But since we know that it's way deeper than that, the solution is transformation, exposure to new ways of thinking, education that expands the definition of wealth, a shift from survival mode to legacy mode. True wealth begins in the mind. If you don't fix the mind, all the money in the world will still leave you bankrupt.